First of all, Miss Austin, I am very sorry that I cannot upload my face at the moment. For right now, just imagine this is my face, and let's just continue the speech, why don't we? Now, this semester has been a very interesting one, with all the corona stuff and just giant nuclear explosions that was 2020 in general. But with all these hardships that we've gone through, at least something good came out of it. Finally finishing the goddamn semester. And you can't finish off the semester without a review of what we've learned. So let's just go over 5 things that I could say I learned during the semester at college. First thing I could say I learned was probably dealing with procrastination. Procrastination has always been a major problem with me to deal with. I used to always wait till the last day to do everything. Just because, why not? If it's pretty easy, then there's no reason not to wait until the end. But we're in college now, so that can't really fly. You have to learn to try to do things at a more of a decent time. Like maybe 3 to 4 days ahead before it's actually due. Which actually leads me to another thing that I've learned. Scheduling getting work done. Now, I actually work at a nice little gas station where I work in the meat department, and I work a decent amount of hours there. So, I have to learn how to moderate my time a lot with just school, homework, and work, as well as my own personal time in order to just relax for a bit after going through all this. I've had to learn, setting up days for whenever I'm going to go ahead and just work on homework, or days that I'm just going to go ahead, do work at, my work, and then just go to sleep or relax after. And doing all that kinda seems a bit repetitive, but once you get the hang of it, everything just goes swimmingly. Speaking of things going swimmingly, there is one major thing that I have always had to really struggle with, and that is contacting teachers, which is another thing I've learned how to deal with. Now, talking to teachers has also not really been my strong suit, but since we're in college, you either contact the teachers and try to get a hold of them in order to help with your grades, or you just go ahead and fail out of the class. Luckily, I was able to actually contact my public speaking teacher, because I, of course, heard that I was getting dropped out of the class right at the end of the semester, which I thought was a little bit bizarre, but luckily I was able to contact her, get everything fixed, and just like that, everything was solved. But not everything can be just like that. Sometimes you'll be overloaded, which leads me to another thing that I learned, which is how to deal with being overloaded with all this stuff. Sometimes you just gotta go ahead and take a nice little break. That's why whenever I said earlier, you gotta go ahead and set up a break for yourself. You gotta go ahead and make sure that you schedule everything perfectly, and then just set up a break on a certain time. Maybe even like schedule when you'll be working on homework or when you'll be working on just Minecraft, like what I could do here. The last thing that I think I'm pretty sure everyone has learned at this point is how to deal with COVID. Like, obviously everyone knows the basics, wear a mask 6 feet apart, but there's also a few other things that you can do, like staying away from crowds and just be making sure to just be more cautious of things around you. Now let's go over everything that I've, talked about. I've talked about procrastination, work overload, managing time, and contacting your teachers, as well as how to deal with COVID, and just making sure that you're safe. But with all this information that we have collected, maybe just maybe, you'll be able to survive 2021 at ECC.